Welcome back, fellow model railroaders, to the Northwestern Vermont Model Railroad Association Model Railroad Club layout. I'm here today to do a couple of things. Two of them are going to be firsts, and one might be the last. Now, it's been a long time since we had any videos here about the layout, and so I thought I'd do a little update and run a different train today. And today, well, I'm going to start with the last first, and then I'll do the firsts last. Okay, the last is that this might be the last time that we run a train out of the Mechanicville staging yard right here. And where's the sign that says Mechanicville? There it is right there. What's going to happen, well, I shouldn't say out of the Mechanicville staging yard, out of this Mechanicville staging yard. Because what's happening is the club is going through a big growth spurt here. Last winter we rented more space in the building, and so what we've done is we have moved all of our club meeting facility room stuff in here that used to be two rooms here and there is now one open space, as you can see, and we opened up the walls a little bit. And what's going to happen is that this space where I'm standing right now, exactly this spot, is eventually going to be part of the layout. And so what will happen is Mechanicville staging yard is going to move from there over to there behind me. I'm trying to do it slow so I don't get you sick. So anyways, this might be the last time we videotape out of Mechanicville yard. Who knows? That's the last. Do I remember what the first... First, oh, let me see if I can turn this around. Hold on just a second. So now for the firsts, we have a first run of this particular engine on the layout. I just bought this for the club to use on our operating modules that we take to the fair and to our train show each year. And so we wanted to get some engines that are more local based, rather than our freelance North NWV engines. So let's see if I can get her started. And it's a brand new Athearn Genesis SD70M-2. with a tsunami sound decoder. And the other first is, I don't think I've ever run one of the grain trains on a video before. We have two dedicated grain trains, one that runs out of Mechanicville and goes to the north end of Champlain, and the other one runs from Champlain down to right there in the hole in the wall. And since this is a modern train, we have to have a Fred at the end, not a caboose. Since we're in Vermont, we've got to have a covered bridge somewhere on the layout. And we spent a fair amount of time scenicking this little valley in here. That's a return loop for the layout. For when we have open houses, we can have continuous running on the track in the foreground there. There's some damage down below there from some of the changes to the building. That'll have to be fixed. And yeah, we'll get to it eventually. They're still working. I'll show you up above here. We have an operator space up above there for the dispatcher. That's part of our new space upstairs. Now the 2-unit grain trains, because they're unit trains, get to run right through Arlington Yard, which is what we're approaching now. Now I've cut out a lot of the footage through the yard because it's got car cards and waybills all stacked. And here we are exiting the north end of the yard. Past the engine facility. And crossing Glenn's Bridge. Our train now comes into Power Junction. And down the hill past the power plant. While the engine comes around the power plant here, I just want to say that I just picked this up yesterday and I'm really impressed with the way it runs and the way it sounds. Supposedly it was secondhand. I bought it on eBay, and I don't think it's ever been run. It was still programmed to number 3, address 3. I don't know why the ditch lights aren't on. From here, the train goes into a tunnel, and there's a helix, and we're going to drop down about 14 inches here. Yeah, Fred's still there. Bye, Fred. And our next town is going to be Evergreen. Now we've been working lately on putting lights in, and I hope you can notice here in the foreground that we have some floodlights, and some of the buildings are lit too. We're still working on them. Past Evergreen Station and into another tunnel. And here our train enters Maple Corners. And this is the oldest section of the layout. It was built about 1978-79. This is the grain facility at Champlain Terminal. And you can see there's a bunch of NWV cars here for pickup. And, oh, by the way, mentioned car cards and waybills. There they are right there. And by the way, I will also mention, because I'm working on it, a couple of us are doing the backdrop here. We purchased this backdrop commercially recently, and we're still working on, notice the line in the sky there. We're still working on the backdrop here. So now that we're at Champlain Terminal, I'll show you our car cards that we have for our train. And you see the destination for each of these is Champlain Terminal. So we're dropping them all here. And looking down below, we have some cars in hold and some for pickup. So these two cars are staying here, and the rest of them are coming back with us. And we're going to drop all of these cards and put them in the hold box. So we got some switching to do here. So what I like to do is bring my train all the way up here on the number 2 track and leave it here, and then back around. There we go. Leave our train here. And then we back around on the number 1 main. And now we can do our switching at the terminal. So what I'm noticing is that the 2 cars that we're supposed to leave are in the string on back here. Whoop. We didn't get a good couple there. Good hitch. Try it again. Come on. So we need to locate number 6002 and 6056. So these 2 cars are coming with us. I'll leave them attached to the engine. And we'll go over here to the back string and see if we can find the 2 cars we need to leave. Okay, so the 2 cars we need to leave here are right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull them all out. And I'm going to spot those 2 cars right here on the foreground track. And what I'll do eventually is I'll put those 2 cars on the back track. After I get my train all ready. So that's our return train all made up. But I'm going to spot those 2 cars in front of the grain silos. And then I got to get my cars from my train and spot them. So this is our unit grain train we brought in. I'll spot it at the Champlain Terminal. Oh, we lost connection. This is a hand crank. It's an Armstrong turntable. Oh, starting back up. Oh. Oh, it's on the ground again. It's hard to see the turntable alignment from 2 feet away. Now we picked up our train, we can head back to Mechanicville. Now during an operating session, we might have to stop 2 or 3, maybe 4 times for other trains, for locals, etc., etc. But today, we can just roll on through. So this is Plainfield, where we've done a lot of scenery work in the last couple of years. You see the backdrop. The foreground hasn't changed much so far. Backdrop, yes. And the Sutter lumber has changed. Completely different building, same business. And in the foreground, we've changed the streets and the city, village, town, quite a bit. New church, new depot. But all this is going to have to change, well, at least a lot of it, because with the expansion of the club layout, this will now be the main line. It won't be going into the wall anymore. So the main line is going to be going through here and then connecting up with the other room. I'm going to stop my train there. Yeah, briefly, let's see, we got a roof support here. The layout's going to come through here, probably on this line, this track right here, and it's going to come around and go through that hole, that gap right there, and then we'll have lots of tracks in here. Come back later, I don't know, maybe a year or two, and see what we've done. Bye for now. Hey, by the way, if you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up down below, leave a question or comment. Let me know what you think. Take care, and hey, have fun with your model railroading out there. Bye for now.